Welcome to Al Shishi, and thank you for joining us. Parshas Nitzavim. This year, the calendar allows us to go into Rosh Hashanah from Parshas Nitzavim. It's a parsha, like the Sfarim say, like the Kadmainim already say, is meant to, after Nitzavim Hayom was going in Rosh Hashanah, it's meant to lead us in Rosh Hashanah and put us in the mindset for Rosh Hashanah. Perhaps one more place, one more indication, one more hint in this parsha to the great days ahead. The parsha, the Kayach of the week, comes from the Shabbos preceding it. This Shabbos energizes us for Rosh Hashanah. And what does it tell us? Tanat V'Eliyahu brings a story about a fisherman who was like Kara of Laishana, and he met Eliyahu Hanavi, and he told Eliyahu Hanavi that he didn't learn. He was an Amaretz, and he sort of said it, accepting his faith as an Amaretz, maybe even with pride. I can't learn. I'm not built for learning. So he said, B'ni ma'am malachtach. Eliyahu Hanavi asked him, what do you do? What do you do for a living? What's your panasa? So he said, he's a fisherman. So Eliyahu Hanavi said, who gave you the seichel, the insight, the understanding to gather flax and to gather the nets that you use to catch fish, and then to throw those nets into the water and catch fish? Who gave you that seichel? So he says, that's my job. Hashem, the Rebbeinu Shalom from Shemayim, they gave me seichel for the things I have to know, but not for Torah. So he said, do you think that they gave you seichel, they gave you understanding to catch fish, and about the Torah, which it says in this week's parsha, Ki karev elecha hadavar ma'id. It's very accessible. Beficha u'vovav chalas. I say they didn't give you insight and understanding. Now, what was the shachlat Torah? What was the back and forth? Yeah, he understood fishing. He didn't understand Torah. What was so shver? What was Eliyahu Hanavi's answer to him? So the Katzker Rebbe said something, like everything he said, so profoundly deep. He said, why are you able to catch fish? Because you realized that that's your panasa. You need to make a livelihood. You have a wife, you have children, you need a roof over your head, you need to live. So you sat there and you said, okay, how am I going to bring in money? So you had no choice. Once you realized that you had to do that, so you went and did it. So you figured out what you had to know, because that was your essential need to live, right? It means this is your essential need. You weren't created to have a livelihood. You weren't created to feed a family. You were created to learn Torah. You were created to be close to the Rebbeinu Shalom. And yet, one of the byproducts of being alive and being in this world is that you have to feed your family. And it's important, and it's hailing, and it's even a mitzvah. But it's not the point of existence. The point of existence is, so do you really think that you only have seichel for this and not for that? No, it's because you thought that that's the most important thing in the world. That's the thing that has to happen. So you found the knowledge, the information, the data that you needed to make that happen. But it's not the most important thing in the world. This is the most important thing in the world. So sit there and make a cheshbon and say, I can't die in Am Haaretz. I can't die in Am Haaretz. By the Levaya of Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, one of his sons spoke. And he said, but the father never pushed him to be Talmid Chacham. He didn't say you have to be a Talmid Chacham. He'd always say, Torah is in Am Haaretz. It's a bitter fate. You can't not know anything, right? Make the same cheshbon, and you'll end up in the same place. You'll see that you could learn Kestia. That was the message of the Katzker Rebbe, and that's really the point of Rosh Hashanah. You go into Rosh Hashanah, Ata Zeicha, right? Ma'aseh ish ufkdasei. The Sfarim say is the tafkid of every person. It's a time we make a cheshbon. Do you think that Rebbeinu Shalom put us here to catch fish? That means we're going to talk about, we're going to be malach the Eibishter on the skies, and on the earth, and on the mountains, and on the valleys, and on the trees, and on the flowers. All that is true. Do you think he put us here to gawk at his flowers? He put us here for something much more, right? Once you accept what the essential purpose of creation is, then you know exactly what you have to do. So it's hard to imagine a better hakdama than this pasuk, than this parasha to Rosh Hashanah. Gut gebencht, ja.